some of the basic myths and tricks that you've heard about answering test questions. So one of the favorites was always look for words like always, never, all those absolute words. Those mean nothing. The NCLEX does not use those words anymore. They know that that's a clue to you that it's wrong, because there's nothing that is always and never. Like, that's just not a thing. So that won't work. Looking for choices that are opposites so that you can just weed one out. You know, those are always fun. You get one and you're like, oh, it says hypotension and hypertension. I know one of those is right. Bonus, right? Especially when you've got to select all that apply question. You're like, 50-50. So you just weed one out and you go on. Well, for the most part, you're not going to come across those questions on the NCLEX either. It messes up the test statistics, and it doesn't test whether or not you are a safe nurse. So you will not expect to see those on this test. One of the other kind of hints or tricks is to always assess first. You can't use that as a blanket statement. If you don't have enough assessment data, then yeah, you do have to assess first. But if you already have the assessment data that you need and it's in that question stem, then you might not need to assess more. It totally depends. So you can't use that as just like a trick, like, oh, one of the answer choices is assess. I always assess first. We're going to do that. Stop and read what you actually have written, okay? So like just an easy example is if someone has stridor, well, one of the answer choices might be assess breath sounds, but to be honest, if I can hear stridor, I don't care what their lungs sound right now because they're fixing to lose their airway. Let me fix that. Then once I've got air in the lungs, I can worry about what they sound like, right? So that would be an easy example of when assess first is like kind of not exactly it. So if you've got something that you can do at the bedside quick, that's going to be ideal. What are some of the other things that you've heard? Tips and tricks for getting through tests that you have or haven't found to be useful? What do you think?
I think one we've always been taught for select alls is it's never all and it's never just one answer. And we have been proven wrong by a recent professor that likes to put all of them as correct answers.
So that's actually a recent change for the NCLEX too. Now, it just makes common sense that you're usually going to have at least 2 or 3 answers that are correct. But genuinely, they have just blatantly said it can be all of them that are correct, and it could just be one. The only thing that you know for sure is that it's never going to be none of them, because you have to make a choice. And that's actually the next thing that we're going to go over is how to answer those specifically. What else have you heard? Did I hit them all? Yeah? Okay. No tricks.